Rockstar Games has just experienced one of the biggest leaks in gaming history. Not only is this the most anticipated game ever, which makes it the biggest, but also how much of the gameplay was revealed when players didn't have a clue about anything. Today, we're going through everything that has happened over the last week with the GTA 6 leaks. This video starts with a disclaimer. I will not be showing any of the clips or gameplay, and I will not be talking through them. Take-Two, rightfully so, is gonna go heavy on the takedowns, and I don't want this video to be taken down as well. I also don't want to spoil it for those that have been trying to avoid the leaks so far, which has definitely been very difficult because they're pretty much everywhere. So, this story starts on September 18th, 2022. A user by the name of Teapot Uber Hacker posted a zip file to the GTA forums saying here are 90 footage/clips from GTA 6. The clips subsequently made their way onto YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, pretty much all the big social media platforms. But just like every leak that the GTA community has seen in the past, they were skeptical. Anytime someone says that they have a leak around GTA 6, it's always been a blurry picture, and in this case, most were believing that it was just gonna be a blurry video, which is only a couple seconds long. It definitely threw a lot of players back when they realized that these clips weren't a couple seconds long and also it wasn't blurry gameplay, making this an anomaly, which also led players to believe that it wasn't true. It couldn't possibly be a leak of GTA 6. This had to be a different game, or at least this is someone that's going the extra mile just to fake these leaks. This is also when players started to make connections. They realized that the footage that has just been leaked aligns very closely with previous reports of leaks that we've had in the past, which came from credible sources. We also started to see people that had connections with Rockstar and the Rockstar employees who came out to say that these leaks were real. And just one day after all of this GTA 6 footage was released, Rockstar confirmed it. On the 19th of September, Rockstar released this post. They stated that there was an illegal network intrusion where the hacker managed to get access to the early footage of GTA 6. Since then, Rockstar and Take-Two have filed for many takedown requests, throwing out copyright claims to remove the leaked footage from all platforms, and this will continue to happen, not just over the next couple of days, but even years, purely down to those using the exact same footage which has been already leaked, but reposting it back up to those platforms. This is the main reason why none of those clips, and we're not even going to be talking about what actually happens within those clips within this video. It's worth highlighting that at this point, not much else has been revealed about the hack itself. Although there has been many articles which point to this being a very similar hack which happened to Uber. And it has been reported that the same attacker is responsible for the GTA 6 leak, and now it's the case where the FBI and the US Department of Justice are involved. This, of course, being the game company that did get hacked, it being the most anticipated game ever, and also for how long players have been waiting for news around this game because it has been completely silent. This is an ever-evolving story, and I'm sure that by the time this video goes out, there will be a lot more information at hand based around this story. And there's so many different angles in which you can look at it. Some people have said that it's deserved because of how Take-Two and Rockstar treat their employees. Others are saying that they feel sorry for the employees because they've worked so hard on this game only for it to be completely ruined because it wasn't ready to be shown. The point that I want to focus on and talk about within this video is the development side and also players' reactions to what has been shown. So from what has been revealed, GTA 6 is going ahead. There were loads of people on the 18th after this leak happened saying that if it was that bad, which it was, that GTA 6 might be cancelled. The good news is that this will continue. Work will carry on GTA 6, and Rockstar even highlight this. They said, "Our work on the next Grand Theft Auto game will continue as planned, and we will remain as committed as ever to delivering an experience to you, are players that truly exceeds your expectations. But many have also followed up on this, mainly content creators and also journalists, who say that it does also depend on what happens next, because the hacker does apparently have more information which hasn't been revealed, and also they're trying to negotiate with Rockstar, so it does depend on what happens with this situation. But as of right now, I would say don't worry about it too much, because Rockstar have stated that they're still trying to plan and go ahead with this. Anything else is just spreading fear. On the development side of things, if there's one thing that we've learned from this whole situation, is that gamers don't have a clue about the process of designing and developing a game. There were so many complaints about how the game doesn't look good, how it uses GTA 5 assets, how the leaked gameplay does not meet their expectations, and dare I say it, it looks unfinished. And yeah, it got revealed way sooner. We're talking years before anyone should have been able to see it. Unfortunately, game development isn't a straight line from the day you start all the way to the day that you finish. 90% of the early builds that you see right at the beginning of a new game, which does include the footage that has been released, is just a build where you're trying to find the fun. This is simply where developers will experiment with different type of gameplay mechanics, different types of ideas to see what works well and what doesn't. It doesn't need to be perfect with it being your final code as well as the final assets you're going to use. You're pretty much bringing in whatever you have on offer. So if you do have access to store-bought assets, you're going to use them. In this case, if you have access to assets from a previous game, you're going to use them, because you do not want to worry about getting the animations perfect when you're just trying to find the fun. See whether or not a gameplay mechanic is fun to use or not, because it's likely that if it isn't fun, it's not going to be within the game, or at the very least, it's going to be something completely different which players do find enjoyable. This will happen not just for a couple weeks, but this will happen over the period of years. And once you do finally have a good idea of the mechanics that work well and the ones that complement each other and the ones you want to be part of your game, that is when you start to refine them. That is when you start to refine your code to make it as efficient and as optimized as possible. That is when you'll bring in new gameplay assets which are there for the game itself and not going to be reused assets from previous games. And eventually, as time goes on, you go through this iterative process where you just keep on building and it gets better and better and better. Now, of course, because we go through this so many times on this channel, there's always comments from people saying, "What the hell do you know? You're just a YouTuber." And yeah, you are not wrong. This is where I would like to highlight everything that Rockstar has done on the development side of things, which they have pushed publicly. You can actually go through the GDC YouTube channel where you will find talks from Rockstar Games about spatial cinematography and also making believable horses in Red Dead Redemption 2. The footage shown from the Making Believable Horses talk was just a couple months into development, and it was just there to test out gameplay mechanics. They didn't worry about its surroundings, they didn't even think about the location, the map, the character, they were just testing out horse mechanics. This was the stage where they were trying to find the fun. And even though they did put together a functioning horse, they did have a few problems. It had a limited range in movement, there was no variation in speeds, the movement was stiff, and animations were inconsistent. That's where they went through the iterative cycle, as we mentioned before, where they would improve that horse, get to a new build, playtest it again, and write up conclusions of what they found good and what they found bad. This process kept on going on, not just for a couple weeks, not just for a couple months. It went from the moment the game first started in development back in 2011 to 2012, and then went all the way through to 2018. And even in 2019, when the game was released, they still made changes to Red Dead Online movement. What was leaked here for GTA 6 is not the first build, we can all safely say that, but we can also safely say that it's not the final build. So to treat what has been released as what is GTA 6 just isn't the case. And if the very early days from what we saw of the Red Dead Redemption 2 horses turn into what we all know as the horses today, I'm confident that what we're seeing right now for leaks with GTA 6 can honestly turn into something truly amazing. As of now, there is no official announcement, there's no official release trailers, and there's no official gameplay from Rockstar. And of course, when it does happen, there will be similarities to what you're seeing today, but I guarantee at the exact same time, you will not even recognize it as the exact same game. It will look completely different. But anyway, this is everything that has happened this far with the GTA 6 leaks. If there is any major news or breakthroughs with what has happened, I will be sure to keep you updated. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going. So see ya.